You got a name?
Executioner. Here to make sure gene freaks like Magneto pay for their crimes.
So, Marvel dropped the first 2 episodes of the X-Men 97 animated series, and the second episode introduced us to a new villain called Executioner. Although many fans knew about Executioner's appearance from the toy leaks, it wasn't clear when and how he'd be integrated into the story. But the writers did a terrific job, and fans are still wondering who this menacing character is. That's why in today's video, we'll be diving deep into the origins of this character. But be warned, this video contains spoilers about the X-Men 97 animated series, so proceed with caution. But before we get started with the video, we have a small request for you. If you like our content, subscribe to us and like the video. It might just be a simple click for you, but it means a lot to us. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started.
Know what I hate about your kind? You act like you got it!
Who is the mysterious villain of X-Men 97 Episode 2? The second episode of the new X-Men 97 animated series starts with Magneto saving a few mutant kids from the Friends of Humanity. This version of Magneto seems like a changed man, as he doesn't use violence against the Friends of Humanity. He also reveals that after being assigned the role of the leader of the X-Men by Charles, he's trying his best to refrain from killing others and following the path laid by his friend. Even though Magneto was trying his best to be good, the other X-Men, especially Cyclops, were still doubtful of him. However, one night, a UN official approached the X-Men and asked Magneto to come with her for a peaceful trial for his previous crimes. Although it seemed like Magneto would pull off something evil here, he didn't and peacefully left with the officials for his trial. The humans were not very happy with an evil mutant like Magneto getting a peaceful trial, and that's when we're introduced to our new villain, the Executioner. He was a human named Carl Denty, who led a group of mutant haters and encroached on the UN perimeter. To protect Magneto and the judges, Cyclops builds a wall to prevent the mob from entering. However, Executioner blasts through the wall and makes way for the mob. When Beast scans the Executioner, he finds that his armor is constructed of an energy-resistant titanium-laced alloy. When Cyclops asks for his name, he reveals it to be Executioner, and he's here to deliver the long-overdue justice. Thus, he attacks the X-Men using his highly advanced weapons. Despite being a human, the Executioner was well trained and was even able to hold his own against the X-Men. When Cyclops attacks him with his energy beams, he easily deflects the attack and launches a brutal counterattack on Cyclops. But before he can finish Cyclops with a final blast, Morph comes to his friend's rescue and attacks Executioner. Around the same time, Jean contacts Cyclops telepathically and reveals that she's about to deliver their baby. Thus, Rogue takes Cyclops with her to the hospital, and Storm takes the lead. In the trial room, Storm orders the release of Magneto from the power-dampening collars, and along with a former enemy, she protects the UN judges and everyone present there from the angry mob. After the mobs are imprisoned by Storm and Magneto, the Executioner arrives in the trial room and takes a shot at Magneto, but Storm protects Magneto and takes the shot herself. After being shot, Storm loses her mutant powers. Watching Storm in pain, Magneto gets angry and takes the judges along with the Executioner to the sky. He reveals that if he was his previous version, he would have stomped on Executioner for what he did to Storm. But he's a changed man now and decides to leave the judges. Later, the UN pardons Magneto for his crimes. Back at the Xavier Mansion, the Beast runs some tests on Storm and reveals that the Executioner's laser rifle fired a concentrated dose of radiation that can inhibit the powers of a mutant. When Storm asks how long the effect of this will last, Beast reveals that it's permanent and that she can never use her mutant powers again. The second episode ended with a major cliffhanger, making us anticipate the next episode. However, it's still unclear what happened with the Executioner. We think the Executioner has been imprisoned in a human cell, but he'll not stay there longer because other mutant haters like Gyrick or Trask will break him out. Backstory of Executioner. Since Executioner is going to be a prominent antagonist of the X-Men going forward in the series, there's no better time to learn about the character's origins from the comics than now. Executioner made his first appearance in the Uncanny X-Men annual issue number 17. However, his origins are not explored in the comic. His origins were explored in X-Men issue number 11. In this comic, it's revealed that the Executioner's real name is Carl Denty. He was a field agent for the FBI and a longtime friend of Fred Duncan. Fred was also a CBI agent who got himself involved with the mutants. He believed that the mutants were misunderstood and helped Professor X secure various advanced technologies from different alien races like the Shi'ar and Sidris. However, Fred is later killed by a mutant, and this makes Carl hostile toward the mutants. he used the alien technologies to create advanced weaponry and armor and adopted the alias Executioner. In some weird sense of justice, he made it his life's pursuit to kill all the mutants who have killed human beings. But unlike other mutant haters, he didn't have a hatred towards the mutant kind. He believed that some mutants were good, like the X-Men, but the others needed to be eliminated. Thus, he became a vigilante judge, jury, and executioner of the evil mutants. During the events of Uncanny X-Men Annual Issue number 17, Executioner comes to kill the evil mutant Mastermind, but he's intercepted by Archangel, Colossus, and Storm. Even though he was fighting some of the strongest X-Men, he was able to hold his own with the use of his advanced weaponry and armor. Despite being human, he gives them a very hard time and even defeats Archangel and Colossus. However, Storm's lightning powers proved too much for him, and before Storm could defeat him, he transported himself from the place. Later, he appeared in the Uncanny X-Men issue number 310, where he somehow entered the Xavier Mansion with the intention of killing Emma Frost, because she was also a killer before she became an X-Men. But before Executioner can deal with the finishing blow, he's stopped by Cyclops and Cable. Executioner fought the father-son duo and gave them a tough time. However, he eventually lost and left the mansion. Where is the Executioner now? Even though Executioner has a really interesting backstory and purpose, he's still a very underutilized character in Marvel Comics. After his appearance in the Uncanny X-Men 310, he appeared again in the Punisher comics. Around the same time, Punisher supposedly joined the S.H.I.E.L.D. and was tasked with protecting a pro-mutant activist by the name of Reverend Canova from the Mutant Liberation Front, and Carl Denty, an FBI officer, helps out Punisher in this mission. Later, Punisher learns that the Executioner is also after the same group that he is, and also learns that Carl Denty is the Executioner. Thus, the duo teamed up to take down their common enemy. However, later in the story, the Mutant Liberation Front they were fighting turns out to be a bunch of enhanced humans who have no connection to the original Mutant Liberation Front created by Strife. Later, after the events of the Civil War, Executioner appears again in the Marauders comics. But this time, Executioner formed an alliance with an anti-mutant organization called Homines Verendi and came into conflict with Kate Pryde and her mutant team. And that was the last time we saw Executioner in the comics. Unraveling the Executioner's arsenal. Apart from being a total badass and having exceptional hand-to-hand combat skills, Executioner possesses an arsenal of weapons that he created from various alien technologies. Using these technologically advanced weapons allows him to go toe-to-toe with some of the strongest X-Men of all time, like Archangel and Colossus. His arsenal includes sensors that he got from Xenox, an alien species from Andromeda that allows him to analyze the DNA of any living being, measure vital signals, and see into infrared spectrums. He also uses a propulsion gear that he created with the help of the Sentinel technology. This propulsion gear allows him to fly and fight enemies in the air. His most significant weapon by far is his Shi'ar armor, which is similar to the armor worn by Eric the Red. This armor gives the Executioner enhanced strength and protection from attacks that can kill almost any human being. Apart from all of these, the Executioner also possesses a teleportation device of unknown origin and a Sidri cloak that helps him hide from even the prying eyes of the X-Men. The Executioner's primary choice of weapon is a Shi'ar power lance that allows the user to launch psionic blasts at his enemy using his mental energy. This energy blast has the power to cause irreparable damage to both organic and inorganic objects. Although the Executioner is already a badass with a large arsenal of alien weaponry, the full extent of his weaponry is never revealed. It's possible that he has even more hidden weapons in his arsenal, which he might use during life or death scenarios. Marvelous verdict. In the second episode of the X-Men 97 animated series, it was clear from Executioner's conversation that he had some kind of grudge against Magneto or even the entire X-Men. However, since what happened to him at the end of the episode is not revealed, we think he'll play a critical role in the entire season. And if the creators stay true to the comics, we might as well get a proper backstory of Carl Denty, which may be similar to his comic counterpart. The Marvel comics actually wasted the character of Executioner, and he never got the chance to shine. However, we think it's a perfect chance for Marvel to redeem itself by giving Executioner the treatment of a broken hero. What do you think Executioner's backstory would be in the series? Do let us know your theories in the comments section. With that being said, if you like our content, like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.